Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I don't have any special guests with me today, I'm really sorry. I know people prefer that, it's more interesting, but hopefully this video is quite interesting. It is a letter to my 14-year-old self that I've written in my journal. I got the idea from Victoria Beckham. She wrote a letter to her 18-year-old self for Vogue. I think it was the October issue of Vogue in 2016, which I read and I thought it was really cool and it was really touching, and it's inspired me to do this video. So I wrote the letter to myself on the bus up to Dublin, and then I was like, no, I don't want to do this. This is so cringy. Like, after I'd written it, I was like, I'm not doing this video anymore, like, this is so cringe. But then I went and I saw Asking for It, which I just thought was absolutely amazing. Obviously people know that if they saw my Instagram post, because I'm really vocal now, and I don't mind voicing my opinion. Like, that was an amazing play and it inspired me to do this. It's just a letter to myself. It's nice, it's a bit sad, it might be a bit cringe. I haven't looked at it since I've written it, so that's a bit nerve-wracking. But I'm gonna read it now. It's called Dear Caoimhe. Disclaimer again, I'm in a better place now, so this is stuff I feel comfortable talking about. This is a letter to my younger self. Like, there's stuff that obviously I don't like talking about, but this is 10 years ago, sadly. It's a tough time being a teenager, and anyone younger watching this, it's just to kind of take it on board, and also for other people just to be like, I don't know, to relate to it and be, and just if you are going through a hard time, it's like, you will come out of it. So let me just start in my little journal that I wrote it in. Dear Caoimhe. Hi Caoimhe, it's me, Caoimhe, lol, from the future. I'm 24 now, an age you will be thinking is so old, and you are probably raging that I'm not married, with my first child being a successful clinical psychologist. But don't worry, you are really happy and in a good place, and you're only starting your life and career. After all, it is 2019, and the rules have changed quite a bit regarding settling down and starting a family young. There's so much more that you want to do and have planned to do, so please don't be pissed off. I know you have quite a temper right now, but we'll get into that later. Let's start off with your 14th birthday. You are having a massive sleepover with all your friends. It is really fun, but you end up picking on one of them, and they don't have the best time. You feel really guilty about this, but never tell her, because, to be honest, you're a bit of a stubborn brat and don't have the life skills to admit when you're wrong. If I'm being honest with you, it's because you were very jealous of her. She's absolutely stunning and you don't think you are, so you take on this bully persona to feel superior. You are not. You will learn as you get older and into your 20s that this is not a good way to be. It does take you nearly a decade to be happy enough in yourself to not tear others down. Don't be disheartened though. Building people up becomes one of your greatest strengths and something you should be proud of. 2009 is going to be a very traumatic year for you. You are going to have life experiences that are going to shape the person you are today. This is also the year you are going to start drinking. You were very against it at first. Your friends start that midterm, but you resist. This is something you should be proud of. Not giving in to peer pressure and influence is something that's going to transform into having the discipline to do things in other aspects of your life. Another reason why you don't give in is also because you are scared. The thought of drinking scares you a lot. This fear doesn't last too long though, as you eventually do start drinking to fit in. and you like the feeling of being drunk. Regarding school, it starts to go downhill. You are above average, very smart, but you begin to stop reaching your full potential. You completely stop doing your homework, except for history, because it's your favourite subject. You do that at 5 in the morning every morning before school, which becomes your routine. The reason for your school grades to decrease is because your social life is taking the front seat. You want to be cool and popular so badly. It is definitely your #1 priority, even if you don't want to admit it. You start struggling in school and are no longer considered one of the smartest, something that gets to you, but you ignore it. You don't understand why you aren't top of the class like you once were in primary school, even though the reason is blatantly because you stopped doing your homework and stopped studying. This is okay because you'll finally get some cop on in junior cert, thanks to your parents banning you from watching TV during the weekend and making you take every revision course in Galway. Speaking of your parents, you give them a really hard time. You think they're assholes and you stop even going to your dad's house because you think he's strict and lame. He's not at all. He genuinely just wants what's best for you. You start losing contact with your dad after this year. You fight with him all the time over your phone and you have so many disagreements. Looking back on this now, you were just a teenager living in 2009, and because you were the oldest, he wasn't used to it. People think that you're going down the wrong path, which affects you a lot. You know you definitely aren't, and you are 100% right. Keep this belief even in the times when you can feel that people think the worst of you. You're going to prove them all wrong. You aren't very nice to some of your best friends. You cut ties with them to try and fit in. Again, you feel guilty about this and a bit guilty about it and talk to them in secret, not letting your other friends know. Your mom constantly gives out to you for this, telling you how nasty it is. It's okay though. You do reconcile as a result of a tragedy happening. You know that what happened was awful, but you are extremely grateful for it, even 10 years later. This is the reason you have had the same people in your life for over 10 years. You are a very lucky girl. But you are too young to realise this, and are willing to jeopardise this for the wrong people. Your craving for popularity becomes increasingly worse. You stop hanging out with your actual friends and begin lying to them. This comes at a price and they drop you. You always take full responsibility for this and how you were in the wrong. This is an amazing skill to have and keep this throughout your life. Not many people are able to admit when they do wrong, especially at 14 years of age. This is something me as a 24-year-old were always so proud of you for. People admire this, and words that people said about you as a result had detrimental impact. You are going to be called the most horrible names. People will say horrendously damaging things about you on social media, Bebo, and you'll begin to believe them. This is going to become a really hard time for you. You start believing that you are worthless, but you do not develop depression yet. You see people saying soul-destroying things about you online, and you genuinely believe you will never amount to nothing, and are paranoid that this is the persona you are projecting into the world. But it is going to take a very, very long time for you to believe that people don't think that of you, and for you not to think about it, and for you not to think it about yourself. Your looks are something that really get to you. You were always girly and into fashion and makeup, but felt that because you weren't pretty, you had to pretend you weren't into it. You started wearing foundation in second year. This is for insecurity purposes, but also because you are and always will be fascinated with makeup. As a child, you could not wait to wear heels and makeup all the time. You are only 14, so wearing heels all the time isn't feasible, but makeup is. You want to be glamorous, but afraid of what people will think. Give it time. You will eventually feel comfortable to be the person you always wanted to be in your 20s. You have over 20 eyeshadow palettes and only own 5 pairs of flat shoes. All you want to do is be pretty. You think dyeing your hair blonde will do this. Believe me, it doesn't. This is you being another level of insecure. You hate every aspect of your face and body. You get told how pretty your friends are all the time, but are never told how pretty you are. This is something that cuts deeply and is the reason for you developing the confidence you have now, age 24. You struggle a lot with this. You honestly think you are ugly, and I'm very sorry to tell you this insecurity is what leads to your depression. You won't experience this for another year, but it is brewing. I do want to give you a huge hug and just tell you you will get through this eventually. Oh my god. There's nothing else I can say here because I know the hurt you are going through. Oh my god. Fuck. I gotta leave. Okay. But you're strong. And you have the determination to change this perception of yourself. You do this for the better. You are beautiful, Caoimhe. I wish you thought that then. Your insecurities continue to get worse. You start back in school and see awful things were written about you on the wall on the girls' second floor bathroom. This makes you think even less of yourself. Again, you do not enter these bathrooms ever again until you are in 5th year, and you go in after you see the walls have been painted. You are extremely humiliated and embarrassed. Such things are written about you, but you ignore it as it hurts you too much to think about it. This is the year you start running away from home and regularly get picked up by the guards. You become increasingly problematic and aggressive. Fights with your parents increase, and you feel so lost. Like I said at the start of the letter, you start studying again and prep for your junior cert, but your mentality decreases and decreases. It is a hard year for you, but concentrating on school and the junior cert really helps you. You are a smart, ambitious girl. You are thrown a lot of obstacles, but you will always come out the other side. I know that you are lost and don't know who you are, but this being lost helps you to discover what you want out of life. You are a beautiful young girl going through ups and downs of being a teenager. I wouldn't change anything about you, because you are who I am today. Keep on striving and you will prove yourself and all who thought poorly of you wrong. Lots of love, Caoimhe, age 24. Wow, I actually did not think I'd get that emotional. Fuck, I need to get a tissue. Whew, okay, sorry for getting so emotional, it is hard to read, and it was completely coming from the heart. Anyone struggling can just see that you can't come out the other side, even no matter what age you are. Like, that could be me writing to me age 20 when I'm 40. Yeah, it's just always like, basically, you never know what someone's going through, so always be nice. I don't even know how this looks because it's gotten so dark. I had to leave for like an hour and I came back and I don't have my ring light yet, so I had to improvise. But I hope you liked this video. It was a bit tough reading it, but please, 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 please subscribe. I can see in my analytics that the majority of people that watch my videos haven't subscribed. I don't know who subscribed to me, so if you don't want me to know that you're subscribed, then just, it's fine, like I don't, so please do. Like, I'd say 5% of my views are from my subscribers, so please subscribe and I'll see you next week with my video. Bye bye.